Alright, welcome to one of the books for the Dead King. Campaign books, choose your own adventure kind of books. They are called Legends. There are 3 in the currently available from Drive-Thru RPG. So this should give some information about what you get for $24 US as a download, digital download. I have an Epson ET3850 that you can set to emphasize text. So I printed it out with the outer pages on 160 grams per square meter and the inner pages on 80 grams. And I'll bind it with a thread and a needle and some painters or some bookbinders glue and make a nice booklet out of it. So, what is this product? Rules refresher, legend rules, appendices, the timer deck, game turn sequence, legend setup, chapter passages, and appendices. So, can we look at chapter passages? Well, the link is wrong, so I'm going back. No, this doesn't work. Okay, just in a chronological order then. As you can see that the font thickness is a bit low. And that's why I would suggest to use emphasize black lines. So it's nice readable. Required to play is the Valley of the Dead King, the core box. What a surprise! Clicks Madness campaign book. This is it's bad form to have to reference another campaign book if you are playing a campaign book. That should be independent. So ask the editor for James something for the upfront pages, which I've shown in a previous video. These things. So this is what you need. He knows what you need. He knows. So I hope in this next books he will make it self-contained. So you only need the box. Optional is the Valley of the Dead King expansion. So you can expect certain branches to not be available to you if you don't have the expansion. Certain routes, maybe certain items. The hero chest, I've shown you the hero chest. It is mostly empty, but it has aspects. So in case you use an aspect, it will be an extra optional piece of story. Clicks Madness neoprene game mat. This is very handy if you are into Clicks Madness, the book. So if you already have the book, I saw the game mat. The game mat is beautiful. And you also need storage space to store the game mats when you are for one day not playing Clicks Madness. So Clicks Madness has been highly praised for the first 2 chapters. Third is medium, and the fourth is half the people. The story is that you do stuff and you can get imprisoned, and when you are imprisoned, you are either imprisoned or you are not. So half the people who are imprisoned, they just sit out an entire chapter passively with no means of escape. And the people who are not imprisoned, they have a nice 3rd and 4th chapter. So you can always cheat and say that you haven't been imprisoned, but know that before you jump into Clicks Madness. And the editor is considering to rewrite that So the next version of Clicks Madness should fix that. And then I'll buy Clicks Madness and the neoprene game mat. Probably. Depending on how well I sell stuff at itch.io. Okay, to experience the excitement of Corrosive History, you will need components from Volume 1 core box as well as Clicks Madness campaign book. You will need to be familiar with the rules of Clicks Madness, and Legend may refer to that book periodically. So there is a timer and a restore deck which has been explained in Clicks Madness as well as in Fall of the Ancients videos. It revolves around reusing the event cards as a certain timer, and they have a certain complicated flow. There's the timer deck here in the bottom. These appendices I've already explained. I'm not sure why the crappy Adobe is clicking and going to where I didn't want to click. So this is the timer deck. So it is referenced here and explained in the upfront rules, as well as in Fall of the Ancients, the campaign book, as well as in Clicks Madness. So it is only referred to here. It should be explained, but if you have the upfront rules, then you are fine. Of course, you gain statuses, items. The strength and keyword is different. The roles are different, and I think they have to do with the summoning stuff. So you can summon an ally, and there's enrichment of the summoning mechanism. So you can also bring them mid-adventure, but they start as new heroes. Gear upgrade limits are explained. Scoring your legend, in case you want to score it, I mean, why would you, but you can gain campaign points for yourself. I've not looked into that yet. Let's see, there's also game difficulty, and okay, so you gain a title, and that's nice to know, of course, and you can mark a Valor point if you are into the Valor point system. Game turn sequence, this is all generic stuff. So there are 4 phases. Here's the normal camp, move cautiously, normally. Then there is navigate, explore, so there's the skill check. Skill phase, the circumstance or event phase, so it's the same loop as you have in every Hexplore. The villain phase is the generic name, is Dead King phase, I think, and in Adrimon it's the Adrimon's phase. Okay, so legend setup, core box, create your heroes. So there are heroic moments, certain story points are mentioned here. So if you want, if you want to experience everything, you have to find a path. First things you do randomly, and then you fill up the rest. But in practice, nobody plays this twice, of course. Access to hero, build a timer deck. So the timer deck is, see page 6 of Clicks Madness campaign book. So here you have a reference, one of the 3 references in the legend to Clicks Madness, but it's explained in the videos as well. So here's the setup. The great thing about Clicks Madness, why I would buy it if I had to choose between FOTA and KM. KM has a variable setup. So the map is different every chapter, and in FOTA the map is always the same, so you might as well use a printed version. The the generating of these hexes and adding them together, that is gone in Photon. And I understand from a design perspective why they did that, but it doesn't mean that I have to like it. So yeah, all the names of dwarven fortresses, etc. They are from the storybook, but they are worked out. So there is probably a legend in this city to be found, and there are extra stories on the Shrine of the Traveler, and yeah, it's a lot of fantasy blah, but I like it that way. So it enriches the how the editor views the material and what he thinks of a story inside of it. That's for you to unravel. Triggered events, skill phase, hack, Turkish, all these things have names. So I'm going to print these out and add them on the map itself. So the map has more meaning for me. And here's another setup and what you need to change and what you need to add in some cases and things that activate. Now the legend introduction. In the past, life as a mercenary in the Runecrest Valley has provided you with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Well, I think you can read it for yourself. It saves me some time and you as well. So you gain the climbing gear. That is nice. I have a card for that, but you can also tick it off in the party placard. So critical success. There's some story. And now here's the first choice. So if you investigate the sound of battle, or if you stay with Garik, then read entry 151. So here's the split. So if you stay and talk, then you click on this and you go to the story. There is an introduction, thematic fluff,